Good evening, everybody. Welcome to what is this show? Stupid O'clock. We're on the Thursday night edition. I'm Joe. Go ahead and bring in John and Dan and the other Joe and a Rich.
Rich switched camera angles again.
Yeah, since I've been closing out all the stuff in the browser tabs over there, I can actually look forward again.
Okay.
I look forward a lot of times. Doesn't do me any good, but there's a lot
I
of
look
stuff
forward
I
to disappointment and misery.
I thought you might be doing like some of those online models now where, type this code into the chat and it'll switch to my second camera.
Oh no, I'm haven't delved into any of that crap yet.
See what's on the backside.
And tune in for the only rich.
People don't want to look at my backside.
I bet your wife
At
does.
least she doesn't count as people because I get to have sex with her. I don't get to have sex with people.
I don't get to have
That's my defining.
Good night,
defining
everybody.
characteristic.
let's just shoehorn that discussion someplace else. And suddenly not less listening. Somehow our ratings just went up.
Why am I suddenly getting ads for divorce lawyers on Facebook?
I don't know. But they're right next to the liquor store and the gun shop.
Why is my wife suddenly getting advertisements for murder attorneys?
Honey,
No, Dawn, we don't blame you for anything.
why did you buy all this plastic wrap, duct tape, bleach?
No, that one.
Now around here, it's why'd you get the duct tape? Why did you get the toaster, the extension cord, and the bathtub stopper?
One of my sister's favorite snarky remarks to make to someone is, I want to really buy him a pet toaster for the bathtub.
Now, I was just watching some horror movie where the two girls were fighting in the bathroom. And one of them knocked the other one in the bathtub. She's standing there with an axe, getting ready to come out of the bathtub and kill the one that knocked her into the bathtub. There just happened to be
A hairdryer?
a hairdryer plugged in on the edge of the tub. She reached over and kicked it in on the girl. I'm like, and of course, the electricity sparked for like 5 minutes, which, just doesn't.
Which means they didn't have that place wired for those
No.
security outlets that would sense that and go and pop out the breaker.
Do you remember? Oh, there was this one great episode of the Roseanne show, back to the original one, and it was Halloween, and Dan and Roseanne were like having a competition to see if they could do something to scare the other one. And the part I love is she had her finger like stuck in the one of the outlets in the kitchen, had her hair all done up with like mousse or something like that. It was when Dan came walking in, he just walked in. Hey, Roseanne, grabbed a beer out of the fridge, walked off. She goes, Dan, you didn't even care if I was getting electrocuted. He says, no, if you were being electrocuted, the lights would have been flickering. And let him walk. He's a contractor. He just walked right out.
Yeah, really, yeah.
But I love how
He knows this stuff.
She finally won at the end of the episode, and I love how she won. She answered the phone. She goes, hello? Oh, hey, Mom. What? Hospital? No, I'll be down. It's just, and she's like, what happened? Oh no, of course you can stay with us. Oh no, we don't mind taking care of you. You know, Dan won't mind if you're here for a couple of weeks. And he's in the background like, move in permanently? Oh sure, no problem. And he's like, no. Hangs up the phone and goes, gotcha.
I remember the end of that episode.
Oh,
It happened, didn't it?
In the news today,
There was news?
oh, big time. There was a plane crash.
I thought that was yesterday. Was that today?
Well, yesterday
someone-
it got shot down by a missile. Today it got blown up by a bomb, and now Russia's saying the plane just crashed. So but apparently the man,
and somebody who was indicted on RICO charges in the state of Georgia turned himself in.
yes, a certain
Oh, I'm kind of pissed about that. The BBC described the federal penitentiary in Georgia as notorious. The
Well, the federal
penitentiary is not.
penitentiary in Atlanta
The
is
penitentiary
notorious.
is not notorious.
but
The
he's not-
prisoner is notorious.
Well, no, because he didn't go to prison.
Yeah,
He will be shortly. I mean, any minute now.
Well, no, he went to the Fulton County Jail, got his mugshot taken and fingerprinted and all sorts of fun stuff like that. They had that place covered. Secret Service had that place covered up. They had buses parked out in front of the entrance, and nobody took a pot shot at him with a sniper rifle.
Why? He's surrounded by his supporters.
And your point?
Same wants to take out much more of them.
Nobody wants to make him a martyr.
Well, if he's a martyr, he'd shut up.
Okay, that would be a plus, but beware the repercussions.
well, the Reaper's probably going to go, no, you send somebody else after that one.
Yes, death of rats. That would be the perfect one. Snake.
Hey, Launchpad's here. Zach's here. I bet Zach's busy tonight. What, they got 3 launches to cover tonight or something like
What
that?
is tonight? What is launching up tonight?
And
Well,
didn't
the
India
Future
just
Dragon's going up.
land a?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing in the news. India did something that Russia couldn't.
Yeah, I saw that.
Successfully soft land a lander
Yeah.
on the moon.
Yeah, Crew 7 goes up in like 6.5 hours.
Didn't they land like South Pole of the
Yes.
moon?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Nobody's ever done that before.
And strangely enough, there are penguins on the moon.
Well, nobody's ever done it successfully.
I don't think anybody else has actually tried.
Russia crashed something in there recently.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Russia technically did land something on the moon. It
It
didn't
just
work
wasn't
real well
soft
afterwards,
landed.
but it did kind of, yeah.
It landed, just not well.
A crash landing is still a landing, just
Not
with added
a good one.
steps. Oh,
Yeah, well,
I like-
at least the Indians can get some data out of it besides, ooh, this isn't as soft as we thought it was.
Actually, the inability to take steps afterward is what it would be. Not added steps.
They took a pretty good dirt sample. Getting it back is going to be a bit of a problem.
Hey, Kieran, how
that
you
plume
doing?
is going to go way up in the moon's non-existent atmosphere. It might get
Joe,
here
did
eventually.
you send Zach a link?
No, but you can.
I will send Zach a link.
Shoot,
Will, and we got,
Zach, when you get the link, send it to Kieran. Let's get all of y'all in here.
Yeah, we don't mind talking a bit. I will put it on Zach's Discord, as usual.
Hello, Dawn.
Hi.
All right, Zach, it's on your Discord.
Oh no! What have you got, Richie?
Oh, Dawn's got her own sign.
What have
God,
you got, Richie? Did you bring enough for everybody?
No! Hey! No,
It's, hey, it's not Tuesday. You can't do that. We don't do a Tuesday show.
Here's your sign.
Yeah, but the local bar does it on Thursdays, so it still counts.
Well, Thursday still begins with the T2.
Okay, what was it?
I'm
Let's see.
gonna
It
have
was
to
a
go quiet here.
Food truck, people.
Let me see.
Man.
Trump had his picture taken today. You see, Putin was talking about Prigozhin's plane crash.
Hmm.
And let me see, what was the other one? Oh, let me see here. India landed their lander on the moon. Apparently, SpaceX had got sued over hiring discrimination. Oh, discrimination against asylum seekers and refugees.
Okay.
This is per Reuters, so they may not have the.
Yeah, they were sneaking across the border onto SpaceX property, and SpaceX was busting them for trespassing.
No, apparently he didn't hire them.
Hey, Robin.
Yes, accidents do happen frequently.
Why'd the pilot just jump out with a parachute? Oh, he just went for coffee. Oh, wait, I gotta remind him that we need creamer, too.
Apparently, the Justice Department is suing him because he wouldn't hire asylum seekers and refugees from applying for jobs because of their citizenship status. And apparently, that's in violation of the Immigration and Naturalization Act.
I thought they would still need visas in order to work.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought you still had to have essentially a
trust
green
me.
card to work.
Yeah,
Now, granted, if they've got their
somebody
visa,
didn't fill out
and
all
you
the
discriminated.
forms.
I live just north of Dalton, Georgia, and they got all those carpet mills down there. And I used to see the immigration trucks going through those carpet mills on a regular basis, and they'd pull a bus up out front and just start escorting people onto the bus.
And you don't see the back doors. Out into the woods.
Yep.
Yeah, some of the chicken processing plants here in Athens do the same thing happens there, and it's a good thing that the shirtwaist factory fire up in New York made it illegal to chain doors together, exit doors together, because there's a mass exodus from some of these.
What was that one?
Factories.
It was up. It was in East Tennessee. There's a fireworks factory up there that when it exploded, it killed like a dozen people.
There's Zach.
There's Zach. You want to?
Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
Zach. Is your
Zach.
buddy coming in?
Yeah, he's on his way. He's the StreamYard doesn't like Safari, so he's getting Chrome set up.
Oh, okay.
What? How do you pronounce his name? Just I hate mispronouncing people's names.
Harry Potter. No, it's Kieran.
Kieran Potter. That was one of my pet peeves in the military was people getting their names mispronounced. Apparently, drill sergeants are trained to do that.
Kieran, hey you're not doing anything good over here.
Mispronounce
All
people's
those
names.
Yes.
Oh,
Hi, Jay. Jay,
you have a fan club.
Jay should buy a camera and a mic, and then he could come on too.
Oh, Joe, you've got company.
Uh-oh. See, Joe, you done started the fashion trend.
Hi, all.
Hey.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, Kieran.
Thank you very much. Good to be here. How is
Well,
everybody?
you don't really need the high vis vest, but it helps you
Yeah,
stand out.
actually, Kieran's at work.
Yeah, I'm at
Oh
work.
well, you might need the high vis vest.
Uh,
Uh,
the
We're not all
problem
on vacation like you, Dan.
problem is
huh?
From Karen's viewpoint, everybody down below him needs the high vis.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but to be fair, there's nobody around at the moment, so it's all good.
I mean, it's only 3 in the morning, right?
20 past 2.
So, are you a crane operator?
I am. Yes.
Ah, I thought that cab looked familiar.
I'm a gantry crane operator.
Well, if it's 3 in the morning, you're in England.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, just checking my
It's East
relatives
Canada.
in Portsmouth.
It's-
Dan, if the accent didn't, wasn't a hint.
Dan.
Excuse me. Do you have any idea how many British accents I have to deal with every day? And most of them are not from Britain.
I have to deal with one, and it's enough.
Most of them are fake. His actually sounds real, so I'm going, oh, wait a minute. Okay, okay. He's legit. He's legit.
My
My
mom's
wife
second
is
husband.
from Portsmouth.
Oh yeah. Quite
Yeah.
down
Oh,
south, yeah.
she's a Pompey girl. So,
I'm at the
And
opposite.
Zach,
No.
how do you what was the timeline from hole in the ground to cryo test, a spin prime?
Not enough. Not long enough. Like, what, 2 months? 3 months? Something?
Do you think they're going to pull off the September 30th?
The last thing was September 8th for a new Notmar. That came out today.
Oh, okay.
So definitely not this month. I think they will have a vehicle on the pad ready by the end of September. I do not think they will have finished their legal stuff.
Ah.
Because I have a feeling if they're going to get a license, the big question now is they have to go through this like license issue and the review. They've also got the lawsuit. The other question is their last license was for one singular launch. So what will this new license be? Will it be for one more launch, or will they get a launch like they did with Starship when they were doing the hops, where it was like 1, 1, and then 5? So we don't know when that 5 or 3 or whatever will come up. So.
Okay, Joe's boss is going to work.
Yes.
And
Carl's getting kinky. That only works at conventions, Carl.
Yeah, I tried to say.
Why should you behave when none of the rest of us are going to?
Never mind.
You're trying to set a good example for the rest of us. How futile that will be.
Oh, and Zach, what is the official name of the water deluge system? I'm going for booster bidet, but
I mean, I'm not against the SpaceX bidet.
Oh.
There's the Starbase bidet. It's basically what it is.
Hi, Ryan.
Right.
Ahsoka lives. What's up, Star Wars fans? How we doing?
We're talking to.
We're doing all right, but we're talking to rocket people. So
yeah, we're talking to. Yeah, and the guy in the high vis vest is from England. Where are you at, actually?
I'm in the northeast, place called Middlesbrough, near Newcastle. Newcastle's more known than we are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a industrial town just about half an hour away from there.
Yep, I know of Newcastle, but I've never been there.
Oh, that's why you didn't know the accent.
Yeah, well, I know lots of accents, but most of those are from TV. When I hear one in person, then I've got to adjust.
Yeah, it's one of the towns that's not very well known, unless like you're into like British football and stuff. Then you probably won't have heard of Middlesbrough. Even though we're quite a big town, we've got one of the biggest hospitals. We've got the biggest industry for steel. We produce the steel that's built Sydney Harbour Bridge. So,
admirable, yeah.
There wasn't anyone closer.
It's quality.
They weren't British. You don't trust Americans for steel. You trust Sheffield and
Now I thought.
Damn it, I forgot the name.
I thought Scarborough was northeastern England. He's actually more northeastern than my folks were. So.
Yeah, Scarborough's not too far away though. I go to Scarborough quite often as like a day out with the family and stuff.
I've heard it's got a really nice beach, but it's supposed to be a beach town. I've never been there.
It's got an okay beach. If you compare it to the likes of beaches over in the US, it's awful. But
we've got
where that beach is.
We have 3 very odd coastlines in the United States. We got the eastern coastline, the Gulf of Mexico coastline, and the California all the way up to Washington coastline. Then technically we've got Hawaii and Alaska's coastlines too, but that's Hawaii.
Nobody ever goes there because it's either too hot or too cold.
Yeah, exactly. Hawaii has great beaches. Alaska, not so much.
Yeah.
Oh, they have great beaches. Nobody lives long enough to enjoy them. Polar bears and killer whales and
seals.
Frigid temperatures.
Sounds like home to me.
I was gonna say, sounds great.
Technically, it is home to you.
It hasn't snowed in like 90 days or something.
90 minutes or something.
It stops snowing the whole country.
The only thing about Scarborough that I've ever heard of is that they got a great fair, but
they do.
Oh yeah,
fair. And
I was waiting for that.
Scarborough Fair, yeah.
I aims to deliver.
That song.
South to your country.
Yeah, that song is the family spaghetti sauce recipe. Okay, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme all goes in the pot with the tomatoes. Okay.
So yeah, exactly. You gotta remember that. I flew south to your country.
You flew south to what?
I flew south to Canada.
Hey,
was your pilot drunk?
She's on up there. No, the people that made the maps were.
Toronto is just south of Minneapolis, and I'm from Minnesota originally. I flew from Minneapolis to Toronto, so I flew south to Canada.
I am so sorry that you went to Toronto on behalf of the rest of the country. We apologize that you went to the fake center of the universe.
That's okay. At least it wasn't Quebec.
Weird news.
One of my best friends emigrated to Canada and lives in
why?
Toronto with his wife now.
Of all countries you could pick,
that's where his wife was from.
She could move.
He went there for love. She had the better gig.
Oh,
to be
okay.
honest,
that makes sense.
I stayed in Toronto, but we went and hit up the Niagara Falls. We went up to Kimberley Valley. So, I mean, we kind of, what the heck, north of Toronto. If you say the name of the city, I know what it is.
Absolutely nothing. Forest and nowhere you want to go.
No, there was a city we went to.
How far? Close or far?
Within a driving distance. It was. I think it was pretty much straight.
A suburb. A suburb. That's what it was.
That's just part of Toronto. You drive 3 hours either way of Toronto. It's Toronto.
I stayed in Kitchener, to be honest.
Sounds like Chicago.
Earl, I have to disagree here.
I do not live in the great state of Chicago. I live in Illinois, Rick.
Well, no, it's people claim that I'm in Chicago, as far east in Indiana as I am. Yeah.
And then,
Oh, it's the Midwest. It's Chicago, and then St. Louis.
You live in Illinois? Oh, are you in Chicago?
Not within about 8 miles or 8 hours. No.
It's funny is Michaela's closer to Chicago than I am, and she lives in the sticks.
Well, you're all closer to Chicago than I am to Kieran's locale. So,
Actually, I'm probably closer to Chicago than
Speaking,
anyone in this room except for Joe.
speaking of Scarborough, there's a suburb of Toronto called Scarborough. So,
you've
it's
been
quite a place.
you've been Googling entirely too much, John.
well, my name does come up occasionally. So.
Usually in security reports, but I digress.
I'm glad to know, Carl, it goes backwards and forwards the same way.
I was going to say I didn't understand. I was like, okay, what? I'd say we don't tend to, over here. We don't tend to pick a place where it's like, oh, they don't live anywhere near here. We can't go and see her. Can't come here. It's just lives a few miles away.
This happened today.
Kitty cat.
Her name's Bobby.
I couldn't tell if that was the cat making the noise or Dawn at first.
Both are interchangeable.
But yeah, her name is Bobby.
Oh, them little meows. Oh.
Evidently, her tail has been removed.
No, she's barely 6 weeks old. Born this way.
Was that one partly feral?
No.
Okay, because there should be a whole lot more gray in bobcats, but in which case you wouldn't be able to hold her for a couple of seconds, much less several minutes, without surgery.
Hey, Zach, it was Barry. That's where we stayed. Or we went to visit.
Okay.
And I lied. I stayed in Guelph, not Kitchener.
Zach, you can answer this. Was Russia's moon probe launched after the Indian?
Chandrayaan 3, yes.
No wonder.
Yeah, it launched a week before it attempted. It was like a week, 10 days before it landed. It was a bigger rocket.
Well,
it was just going too fast.
The engine was supposed to burn, from what we understand, for like 62 seconds, and it burned for like 100 and something. It was like 1.5 times what it was supposed to do. So it slowed down and was like, oh, that's a mountain. Hi.
Launched.
They forgot.
I want to be friends.
They forgot to switch from English to metric, didn't they? Just like we did with one of our Mars probes. Oh, it's only moving. Oh, it's moving way too fast.
Wonder if it wants to be friends with me.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's used those engines multiple times on its trip there. So it's like, why did it burn too long this time? But then they've also supposedly said they also lost contact with it.
Okay.
And there's my,
Thank you.
There's my correction. Thanks, Shay. AKA too long. The orbit went from, Jay, I'll get the right numbers, but it was like 100 and something circular to whatever that number is to my orbit to -2.
-2 is a very bad orbit to have.
Yeah.
We used to have a term when I was
unless you're a farmer,
and we used to fire mortar shells. We called that splash over, splash out. And that I thought it was kind of funny. The Americans used one of their satellites around the moon to take a picture of the crater, and it's just looks like something Wile E. Coyote would make.
India very quickly pivoted in their marketing of Chandrayaan-3's landing from lunar landing to soft landing in all of their marketing. The entire launch stream was, we have soft landed on the moon.
Yes.
But then they've got a radio segment.
That is the little, shall we say, success point that needs to be emphasized.
They rubbed salt in the wound by hovering as well. They were just like, look, we can do the hover as well.
Yeah, they hovered twice before they landed. We're like, I don't like that landing spot. Let's go over here. And then continue down.
See, now if they wanted
they
to
learned from Neil Armstrong.
If they
I
wanted
don't
to
like
add
that. There's a lot
injury-
of rocks there. Let's move north.
If they wanted to add
The
injury
Russians are like
and insult,
Shawowski.
they should have like overflown the Russian Luna 25 crater and like landed on the other side of it. So,
I mean, I'm not sure we found out where the crater is yet, but they were going to land within like 110, 120 kilometers or something of each other. They were going to be rather close. So
what they should do is send the rover there and take a picture and be like, do you want your rover back? Do you want your lander back? We're here.
Jay said former head of their space agency was rumored to have been called to the Kremlin to an angry Putin after it failed. I wonder if he was also on that plane with...
Get out of my head, Joe.
yeah, we were wondering the same thing.
One of the sampling instruments on the Indian probe is a long stick with a spike on it where they can pick up pieces of the Russian probe for recycling.
pick the litter in, put it in the can, pick the litter
the part
in.
that India
Get
really
out of my
likes
head, John. We've
India
seen
really
the same
likes rubbing-
Disney things.
rubbing the fact for Russia that it had been like 50 years since they had 47 years or something since Russia had landed their last lander, and it was near identical. India, with only 75 million in entire budget, built a rocket, a lander, crashed a lander, built a new lander, and landed on the moon, which is less than the top 6 best space movies budgets in the world, and they just went for real. But they're like, Russia, you did this 50 years ago. Did you forget? Like,
No, they didn't forget. They did it wrong then.
Did Russia ever land a human-capable lander on the moon?
I don't know, but they did manage to soft land a couple of
Yeah, they landed a couple of
robotic
Lunas.
probes.
we don't know if there were people on those or not. There's a lot of Russia missions. We don't know if there were people on them or not.
Well, the
Because they
ones they got signals back from probably didn't have people on them because they were, little bitty things. The ones that they did have people on, there's a lot of those that went missing.
Hey, Don.
Hello, Dawn. Donna.
I love you too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Take
Okay.
Squeaky with you.
Yep,
She came and confiscated the cat. No jokes until last man standing.
Not the green room. Not the green room.
Not last man standing. Not last man standing.
There's a new standard.
Hey, it's been all I can do to refrain from calling the kitty something that could get us in trouble.
Move over to
Joe
Twitch, you
Dog.
get paid.
Get us in trouble.
No. I'm
Somehow
not.
this concept does not ring a bell.
I'd love to.
What
if you
could
get
Joe
the damn
Dog
cat out.
ever do that would get us in trouble?
If we didn't get in trouble with last week with my wife being on the show, you should be fine, Joe.
No. It's highly inappropriate, and I will not do that.
So is my wife. Yet you still have a show this
Yeah.
week.
It could.
I can say that because I heard her leave.
Okay.
The kiss.
Hey, I was still awake. I was still waiting for
Exactly, Carl.
a
Thank
dripping
you.
wet Turlena to part the curtain like
Yeah.
Moses did the Red Sea.
Hey, you see what Carl said?
Mhm.
Do you not have a backup account just for running the HallowCon site, Joe?
I did.
And it got banned?
They caught me.
It's already in jail.
They caught you. Mm.
They put his jail account in jail already.
They even used a completely different email. They now trace the IPs.
Well, I bet
we have an immediate solution to that one, don't we?
Do what?
I said, I bet EPB cannot randomize your IPB.
No.
Charter can.
Yes, indeed. Are we having fun yet? Yeah. I would assume so.
Okay, so back when Russia was experimenting with a very large rocket that could get stuff to the moon and blew up 4 of them, they actually had a capsule design. It was strange enough, though, it's a one-man lander. And they were trying to get to the moon, but apparently the N1 had some plumbing problems.
It had many problems.
It had a lot of plumbing problems.
The first problem was you don't design a rocket that if this engine shuts off, you shut off this one. But then if that one shuts off, you turn off this one. And then you just zigzag around the bottom of your rocket till your whole rocket turns off by itself. And you're like, well, oops. And then launch it 4 times.
That sounds like Russia to me.
Strange enough,
it'll work this time.
Strange enough,
at least Elon's rocket held together through 4 or 5 tumbles before it
too well. Oh wait, more concrete.
Hey, it would have landed correctly if it hadn't been for that bowl of petunias.
I'm very
I don't
surprised.
think Kieran got that one.
Not a Hitchhiker's Guide fan. Okay.
Never seen it.
It's all right. We forgive you.
Now I'm starting to wonder if Douglas
homework that you need to watch.
Yes, because I thought Douglas Adams was like William Shakespeare in England. That was,
well,
like J.R. Tolkien or something.
See, I'm quite uncultured when it comes to things. I haven't really watched many things like Hitchhikers and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you watch Doctor Who?
Oh,
you should.
I know. I've heard a lot of people tell me the same.
There's a lot of history behind it, and it's gone on for a long time. And somewhere in the last 60 years, there would have been something that you liked.
Oh, 100%. Like, I did watch one Christmas special once, which was like Titanic in space.
Oh yes, I remember
Voyage
that.
of the
That
Damned.
was a good one.
Yeah, I saw that one. But that's literally the only thing I've ever seen of Doctor Who.
No,
And
that's
Kylie
all right.
Minogue
That's
was
all right.
Kylie
Everybody's
Minogue was-
got different interests. I don't watch NASCAR, and I live in the South.
And Dan, Kylie Minogue was supposed to be the next companion.
Yeah, but she died. So
No, Kylie Minogue's still kicking.
in the episode, her character died.
Her character. Never mind. Don't scare me like that.
Next thing you know, he'll be worrying about whether or not Elvis is going to survive the next peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Elvis did not die. He went to the VA hospital to get looked after, and he's still sitting in the waiting room.
Actually, I have it on good authority. He's a bartender in my Spaceport bar, 65 light years away from here.
Well, I just hate to break it to you. If Elvis was still alive, he'd be 88 years old.
Him and Keith Richards could tour.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he'd still be on the tour. Probably his like 8th farewell tour, but
Speaking of tour, guess who's here a week from tomorrow, Joe Dog?
Do what?
Guess who's here? Who's here in Peoria a week from tomorrow? I thought of you as soon as I saw it.
Who?
Here come the mummies.
Ah, I don't like you.
That's all right. Jodo doesn't like anybody.
You'll get over it.
That is a fun show. If you ever hear the name of a band, Here Come the Mummies playing, you've got to go see them.
Yeah, it's the Peoria River or the Peoria River Blues and something fest, and they're going to be there. So.
You know how I'm a really good practical joker. I just don't pull very many of them, but when I do, they're classics.
Yes,
because I'm fairly straight-laced.
Pause.
I'm fairly straight-laced. People do not expect me to pull practical jokes. I missed one this weekend that would have been brilliant.
What? What'd you do?
My mom had to go to the hospital and get some heart tests done. And she had to get the one where they put the radioactive dye into your bloodstream and then scan it with the scanner to watch your heart move, stuff like that. And they told her, you'll need to go home and, rest, drink lots of water, go to the bathroom as much as you can, flush the stuff out.
Right, you will.
I had to stay with her overnight and make sure she was okay. And if I had known they were going to do that radioactive dye test, I'd have taken a couple of Chemlights with me, broke them open, and when she wasn't around, poured them into the toilet.
How did I know you were going there?
The moment he said, "Yeah."
John, this goes far beyond pickled eggs.
Speaking of which, Joe, last week I made a jar.
Oh, so they'll be ready by HallowCon.
Big time, yes.
Good.
No.
Why, Zach? Oh, wait, yeah. Canada's too close to HallowCon.
Don't ruin an egg.
Yeah, I introduced Zach to an amazing way to make eggs.
Oh.
What was that? I
Way
want
to make eggs.
It's a great way to make eggs. Does anyone make their scrambled eggs in a microwave?
Yeah,
I do.
I have.
I've heard of
It takes a lot of stirring, but
See, Zach, I told you it was just you.
This is not a normal thing.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
No,
is.
it is not.
It is the fluffiest scrambled eggs you'll ever eat.
Yes.
But
I prefer to make it in a pan,
patience.
but if I'm making a breakfast sandwich in the morning,
Let me explain
it's faster.
something. We had a furniture and appliance store here in our town. Okay. Totten Discount Furniture, where they mark it up just a little bit.
Not
And-
sponsored.
And they sold the original Amana. They didn't call them microwaves. They were radar ranges.
the radar range, yeah.
things that were like 8 feet tall.
We need
And
to
you
bring
could put a
that
whole
name
turkey
back.
in the damn thing. Yeah.
We need
and
that
it's-
name to come back.
Yeah.
And one of the things they told, it'd boil water in a cup, stay cool, and all sorts of stuff like that. But one of the things
I
they
haven't
did,
heard radar range in 40 years. Oh my God.
exactly.
Hey, yeah, seats 20.
But
Need a forklift
one of
to get in
the
the
one of
kitchen.
the recipes they had when the microwaves first came out, they gave you this card about how to cook stuff, and one of the things they had in the thing was scrambled eggs. what I would do, I had one of these Tupperware sandwich containers. You make your sandwich and put it in there, and it was just a little bit bigger than the bread that you would make your sandwiches with. I would pour the scrambled egg mix in there, put it in the microwave, and it would make a rectangular shaped scrambled egg patty. And that's what I would make my scrambled egg sandwiches with.
What I did,
We've got two microwave egg cookers.
I put it in a microwave-safe China bowl. Turn the microwave on. Turn it off quickly. Stir everything away from the edges of the bowl to the center. Turn it back on. Turn it back off quickly. Rinse, repeat.
About every 30 seconds.
Yeah, about every 30 seconds. And it didn't splatter. It didn't explode. It didn't do anything. It made absolutely the most perfect, fluffy, one-piece scrambled egg patty the size of a bowl that you have ever seen in your life. You just have to be infinitely patient.
You can also put cheese in. Melt cheese down.
Cheese, eggs,
a little bit of pepper, a little bit of onion,
sausage,
tomato, spinach.
It just has to be done very slowly and in very many different sections so that, heat, stir, repeat, stir, repeat, stir, repeat, stir. Otherwise, you wind up
with a balloon.
Yes. You wind up having to scrape stuff off the inside of the microwave for days.
It looks like a Jiffy Pop popper made out of eggs.
Look, you've got a little balloon now.
Now, one year, this is before I became a manager of HallowCon. One morning, well, it was Saturday morning, I got up, scrambled up a dozen eggs in the microwave. Had a big old bowl of microwave eggs and cheese. I go down to the breakfast area. Donna's already down there making waffles and all that for us. I set the bowl down and start, divvying out the scrambled eggs and cheese between me, her, and Greg. This girl looks over and goes, "Where the hell did you get scrambled eggs?"
You didn't.
Yes, I did. We had scrambled eggs. We had scrambled eggs in the continental breakfast room that doesn't serve any eggs.
No. What I was alluding to is you told her you made it in the microwave, and then she went and tried it, and then had to clean the microwave for the next 6 hours.
No. I just said there were some eggs over there. There was only about half a dozen left, so I made us up some scrambled eggs and cheese. She's like, "When the hell they get eggs in here?"
Now that's the thing. You got to bring them yourself.
I didn't tell her that. That would have spoiled all the fun, especially with the way she was freaking out that I had scrambled eggs.
You're very evil, Joe Dog. That's
okay. I'm going to read this story.
I love you.
Don't bother bringing that one up, John. I just thought about it, but they keep changing pictures on me. They found a shark on a riverbank in Idaho.
Oh, Lord.
Landlocked Idaho, nowhere near an ocean. They found it on the Salmon River. So apparently now we have sharks swimming upstream with the salmon.
Bull shark?
And no, Carl, you don't have those at the Waffle House, let me tell you.
Actually, they said it appears to be a salmon shark. I'd never heard of such a thing.
I have
but apparently it's named because it eats salmon.
Oh, wow, we've got a Russian troll.
Again? Really?
Yeah. It's been so long, I thought they'd all died.
We thought they'd all been conscripted into the Russian army and killed in Ukraine.
Well, except for the ones that ran away, yeah. That was classic. We got a Russian troll. Thank
Mark
you for
that down on your
surviving.
bingo cards, everybody.
You really. Thank you for surviving this long just for us to kill you.
Do you get any of those in on your shows, Zach, or
Hey.
does Nightbot take care of them?
We have Nightbot to take care of them. Sorry, I am listening. Crew 7 just got scrubbed, so we're figuring it out.
Oh. What
Why they
happened?
scrubbed, they say?
We don't know. One of our team was on a bus. The bus driver got a call saying launch is scrubbed, turn around, and now all the cars are leaving the press site. SpaceX hasn't said anything, so it has to be technical. Because weather looks either technical or something with some bad food. Or...
Could be a people problem. Yeah, that's that.
They haven't finished the game of cards yet.
Well, no, they're still a couple hours out from cards. I honestly, that was the highlight of tonight. I was looking forward to. For the first time, they were going to live broadcast the crew doing the tradition of playing cards until the commander wins or loses to get rid of the bad luck, which they've done since Apollo. They've never put it on air, and they're like, well, why not? So
it's bad luck to put it on air, obviously.
Well, we're going to find out.
Apparently we did. They scrubbed the launch.
Yeah.
That's...
So SpaceX hasn't said anything yet, but
You know, I bet I know what it was. One of the crew members was eating microwave scrambled eggs.
Well, what would you?
And none of the rest of the crew wanted to fly with him.
What would be your last Earth meal?
My last Earth meal?
You know, actually, it seems I remember reading something one time about high altitude reconnaissance pilots, because they had to stay in those planes for so long on these really long reconnaissance missions. They had a special diet, and one of the things that they would eat was eggs, but I might be misremembering that. Apparently eggs don't go through you too quickly.
And one of the other ones was steak.
Well,
so they went to Waffle House.
Jay has a comment for you. Zach?
Tomorrow plans. Well,
you're welcome, Jay. Sorry.
Have they announced a reschedule, or did it get scrubbed?
The next attempt will be tomorrow.
Zach, that just reminded me of something.
Yep.
There is another space network calling one of their broadcasts the launch pad.
Ooh, copyright infringement.
Is it the astronomy one?
No. It's our favorite British. It's our favorite British space network.
Huh?
We have a favorite British space network?
There's a British space network?
No, but it's a code. They're not calling themselves the launch pad.
One of their cameras.
Oh, wow, whatever.
Oh, you can't copyright a camera.
Yeah, but when it first started popping up, I'm going, has Zach seen that?
No, I don't waste my time watching that. I'm too busy working with Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would
have not as big of a deal.
I think that was a jabs, what that was.
We're working directly with the space agencies. It's fine. There's a certain agency that currently we're talking with that is not broadcasting upcoming stuff that are considering with us. So we'll see what happens. We're not focusing on the little things. We've got bigger ideas.
You're working with OSI?
It's not a theory, is it?
A theory?
The theory of?
Oh, God.
Space
agency? I don't even want to witness this.
Okay, that one went over my head.
Oh.
You might have to private chat that one. SpaceX hasn't said anything. Everyone's just sitting at the press site now. But
That's not the way you spell it, but that's the best I could do.
oh no, bigger,
No.
more important, governmental, international governmental, multi-country operations.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Little German, little French, little English.
How
Sure.
sporting of them.
We know how to do broadcasting well. They know how to do other things well.
Hmm.
And
Work
they
with
like
us, we'll make it good. They seem to like us.
it. Yeah.
Our
Yeah,
mission
just-
isn't just to bring in $1 million all the time. Our mission's to show what's actually happening and educate.
Well, just watch out for the mosquitoes at the launch site. Those
I
will hurt
already
you.
need leg replacements. My legs are so eaten up from Florida and Starbase. I look like a Dalmatian. Kieran's
Don't
laughing
choke,
because he's
Dawn.
like, I'm not going to say that, but yes.
Thank you.
I have no idea what you mean.
Dawn, we swallow in this house.
Not last man standing.
Don choked a little on that one.
A little bit. Hey, this is why I keep stepping around you people.
Don choked a little, couldn't swallow it. Never mind. Not the green room. Not the green room.
Remember, this is ice cream, not tacos.
Good on you, Jay. You should do that too.
Ah. See, Kieran, see what you get into when you show up with us.
It's great.
Trouble.
This is our calls for 18, 20 hours a day normally anyways.
Pretty much. We wake up, join a call, and talk like this all day.
So that's what they call it now. Okay.
Yes, Donna, I did.
Oh, I
Well,
better
especially in
quit.
Canada.
I'm not even, no. Mm-mm.
Probably one of the better things to, one of the better food items to choke on, because at least you know you're not going to be choking for long before it melts and clears the way anyway.
The problem is what kind of ice cream it is. And I don't want to say it because I know these people. I've gotten to know these people.
Oh, now you have to.
Now
That means you
now
have to.
Is it like pistachio or something?
Close. Maple walnut.
Oh, let's go to the Timmy's and get a couple of brewskis. Head out to the ODR with our maple walnut ice cream there, eh?
Don's
I can
choking
do it.
on nuts.
South Canada. So, okay,
Carl,
so, yes, Carl, it's maple walnut.
oh, I think I'm blushing. I got to go. Wait, we lost Dan. So, good grief. We got so far, even Dan backed out.
See, I was sitting here eating my behaving and all it all bad.
You're so loud, you're actually clipping your mic, Don.
Oh, well, I'm just sitting here eating my enjoying myself, behaving, and all the people, you all did it. I'm behaving right now.
Right.
You're just too early.
Oh, Zach, I no,
So did you get any rain today, Joe?
That's an understatement.
Which direction?
Do what?
Which direction?
Up.
We didn't get any that I can tell.
We got in my former business, we got what was called a turd floater.
Flooded the sewers.
Yeah.
I did everything I could to get it rained down here except wash a car. So,
that's where you screwed up.
Well, my neighbors getting the new roof put on. I figured that cinched it, actually. And I watered all my plants, which usually about the time I get done watering all my plants, we get a thunderstorm. Just in time for me to waste water.
Well, it was sort of funny. We had one storm here a couple weeks ago. House across the street was getting their roof redone. And I mean, I've never seen 3 Mexicans move that fast with a tarp to cover the whole roof of both sides. Lo and behold, as we were leaving after the rain quit, through the neighborhood, same guys pulling the tarp off.
Going back to work.
Them guys can't catch a break. Uh-oh. Rich has got a very serious look.
Whom?
Yeah, I'm just looking at some tutorials.
Oh, that the Russian lander was the LK series. That was what's supposed to go up on the N1.
Oh, so it was the same one?
LK, likely crash.
It likely crashed, yeah.
So they just pulled it out of storage and decided just to, let's try this one.
Probably.
They've supposedly got Luna 26 and 27 in 2027, Luna 27 in 2028, Luna 20. The next one the next year, and then they want to do Crew.
They're all planned to crash next to each other.
Well, soft landing had been Crew.
Hey, I just thought of it. If Russia really wants to get to the moon, they need to talk to Elon.
Too late.
I'm not sure he's allowed to. Well, I mean, no one's allowed to right now with sanctions, but...
Yeah. No, you don't get what I mean. The whole reason SpaceX exists is because Russia told him no. Comrade Musk.
The one good thing Russia's done.
Do what?
They gave it the one good thing Russia's done. They gave us SpaceX.
Comrade Musk, can we ride with you? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Come on, come on. Day before launch, no, you guys can't go. Bye. Because that's pretty much the way they did him, wasn't it?
That would be golden.
Well, Dan's back, but he's working on something.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Dan's got cookies.
Did he bring enough to share?
I don't know.
Sharing his cat.
I saw the box.
A box? There better be enough in there.
You're muted, Dan. All right, fine. I'll just take you away then.
Do the cookies have nuts in them?
We'll never know about the cookies now.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think the
These ain't
not
Bugles. Okay,
Bugles.
now wait a minute, Dan. You've got to do the obligatory put one on each finger and do the devil claw thing with the Bugles.
And then you eat them off.
Not on your freaking life.
Oh, party pooper.
Hey, Kiri.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, shit, what was it going? Oh, a cookie that should be banned is oatmeal raisin cookies.
Why?
No, they're delicious.
Not when you're expecting a damn chocolate chip.
Well, except in that moment.
That must be the most disappointing bite into a cookie you'll ever have.
Yeah, it is. It's just
Would you not look at the cookie first?
it's cookie. It's got little black chunkies in it.
You don't inspect it like, well,
Yes, you count
Now-
to make sure it has enough chocolate chips in it.
I happen to like oatmeal raisin cookies. I don't believe I've ever made an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie.
You need to do oatmeal raisin chocolate chip.
And macadamia nuts, just to be difficult.
It's everything but the kitchen sink cookie.
And Skittles.
And M&M's.
No, just Skittles. That way,
wait,
everybody
Thank
thinks
you,
they're-
Carl.
That
We
way,
don't-
everybody thinks their M&Ms will
We
be really
don't want a
disappointed.
cookie the size of a coffee table.
Carl feels my pain. He absolutely. He's been there.
Here we have news.
Maybe I'm just a fat kid, but I can tell the texture difference in my hand between an oatmeal and a chocolate chip.
There's a difference.
I can tell the difference in the appearance. But then again, I am
you
a
don't
fat
sit
kid.
there feeling it before you eat it.
Appearance, feeling, the
I don't
weight.
want to go there. I don't want to play this game.
Smell. Oatmeal
Yes,
cookie
the aroma,
smells different.
There's something really before that even. The label on the box.
Well, if they're all put on a plate and put out,
It's
What fancy parties are you going to that are putting cookies out on plates?
Well, I make.
it's called HallowCon.
lunches at the firm.
I don't buy cookies. I make them. It's not that hard.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I don't got time for that.
Sure you do.
Hey, Rich, Joe.
I didn't do what he was doing when I got there.
There's your joke.
Is that
Carrie,
Or
And I'm
is that
sorry,
theater?
I'm just so happy to have a cookie. I don't care what it tastes like.
Y'all are gonna
It's,
make me order cookies.
It's anise and absinthe. Hey, I'll eat that. Might need a palate cleanser afterwards, but hey,
Might need someone to help you find your feet afterwards.
Boy, all the space agencies are active except SpaceX.
What do you mean?
Well, Peter Beck and Rocket Labs posted. ULA's posted something.
Well, ULA is making sure no one forgets about them while everyone's seeing Rocket
Who?
Lab, SpaceX, and India.
yeah, really. Unable to launch anything. Yes, indeed. They don't want anybody to forget they're still around.
I mean, they've got a rocket in a building. Most of it. Almost ready.
I like the way
Well,
they keep
you
adding
know-
their rockets to the rocket garden without actually launching them.
Valid.
Well, why do you? ULA is actually doing NASA style rocket building. They abandoned all their other rockets for a new one that's not ready to fly.
Well, they merged them all. And I mean, they still have Atlas for a number of years. Delta IV Heavy, they've only got the one left. But Atlas, we still have for, I think, 4 or 5 more years.
I saw something interesting today, and Zach, I hope you can comment on it. They're testing a new rocket engine that's going to be used on the Mars ascent stage. NASA did this today.
Sure.
And-
Absolutely, they did. 100%.
But something that was unusual about it that I thought was just really interesting, because it struck me when I was watching it. The motor in the mount was rotating. It was sitting horizontal. It was shooting horizontal. But they were rotating it because apparently they wanted to test it from every angle at the same time. So that wouldn't, I don't know, all the fuel be on the left side or whatever.
No, they were just spinning it for gravity.
I posted a video of it to Armchair Rocket Science.
You're talking about the one that was in like the really small corridor.
Yes.
Looks like it's on. Yeah. Okay.
And it's spinning. It's spinning in the mount.
Yes, I see that now.
But I don't know anything about it.
Mars sample return. That thing's not ever going to get used. Mars sample return.
They're taking all those. Yeah, Elon's going to go and pick up all their samples for them, right?
At the current rate, Mars sample return's been already told for a year. It's on the chopping block funding wise.
Really?
It's blown up its amount. They do not have a lander that can collect the samples. They do not have a launcher or ascent vehicle that can take the samples and launch them to the orbiter, and they do not have an orbiter that can be docked to put the samples in it and then shoot back to Earth. But they're like, don't worry, we can go drop test tube poops on the Mars.
So you're saying SpaceX will bring back the first samples?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll walk home.
Either Matt Damon's going to go get them. I'm not sure which.
Potato!
Oh, you guys saw my spirit animal, didn't you?
The cat?
No. I've got me a spirit animal now. Let me get him over here.
Hakuna Matata?
A skunk? Pumbaa?
Just
No.
Just a second.
No. It has a rubber chicken in its mouth.
Pumbaa the warthog.
Comfortable. Oh, well, that's the sweat hog.
Well, shoot, where did I put it?
Mr. Carter! Oh, wait, wrong. Sweat hogs.
He's lost his spirit animal.
I lost him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now I got it. All right. Just going to take me a second.
Is it a chicken in a parking lot at upon your car title place?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
Chicken in a parking lot at a KFC.
Nope. Here's my spirit
Chicken built
animal.
into the side of the building of the KFC.
All right, here we go. Here.
Not from KFC. Let's start it together, right?
This is my spirit animal.
Ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille?
Zach didn't even see it. He was too busy looking away.
No, I did. I clicked
Yeah,
over
he
it
laughed.
very quickly.
He was laughing.
I thought of a number of situations where I hope that would happen to some people. Wait, what? I didn't say that.
Well, that actually could happen with certain networks.
I beg to differ, Joe Dog.
Okay.
Wasn't me. That was Dan.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Blame it on Dan. Okay, who was it? Rocket Lab launched a rocket, and they were using an engine they'd already launched before, correct? How did they recover it, just out of curiosity?
From the ocean.
So they actually went and pulled it up.
Parachute.
Yeah, they've been pulling out the boosters from the ocean after parachutes for about a year, but not every mission. It's like every third one or so.
Yeah.
After they scrubbed the whole idea of using helicopters.
Do you want Atlanteans to massacre land dwellers? Because that's how you get. Never mind.
Interestingly enough, aren't they the rocket company that's the closest to Point Nemo?
Well, I mean, there's some really tiny ones in Australia, but yes.
Well, that's well, if you have a deep diving submersible to recover things with, that's the place to go get space junk.
I don't think Point Nemo's actually that deep.
It's the
It's
Pacific.
in the middle
I
of
thought it was
nowhere.
all deep.
No, not necessarily, because there's a bunch of island mountain chains out to the Pacific.
Well, I wouldn't be really going out there to pick it up because remember what happened when Bezos went and picked up a piece of rocket history? NASA
said, "Thank you."
NASA was waiting at the top one. Thank you very much. Just put it right over there. Can't hear you, Zach.
I thought he still got to keep it.
No.
Well, he donated all that stuff anyway, so I think it all went to the Smithsonian or something.
Yeah, he donated it.
Well, that was his original intent, wasn't it?
On paper.
Well, I think his original intent was to bring back some working F1 engines so they could reverse engineer them.
Not bloody likely. Those things do not go gently into the Atlantic.
No.
That's a big darn rocket to crash into the ocean with.
Not to mention that it might be hot, and when it enters the cold water, go.
Zach, that's something you need to look up. When the Saturn V first stage hits the water, did it dart in or did it back in?
Which one? Sorry.
The Saturn V first stage. When it went up, release, and did it just boop, dart in or did it back in?
Sure. Good question. Next question.
That's something we need to get Stephanie and Les on.
My money's on belly flop. Just.
My money's on random tumble.
That's even better. Although Carl did agree with me,
because once the upper stages are gone, it's a tin can. I mean, it's just there's no aerodynamics whatsoever. So
yeah, that's scary.
Ain't it though?
Yeah, it is.
Hands the green room. Hands the green room. You're gonna have a good night tonight, boy.
So, Zach, are you going to be back in the States in October?
If everything goes to plan on September 19th, yes.
All right.
So, explain your
September 19th.
Oh, explain your plans then. What are we talking about here?
I've got an interview with the U.S. Consulate Embassy in Toronto. So if they like me,
I thought you already did that. Okay.
No, still next month.
Oh, okay.
I could book an appointment in Toronto and unfortunately journey over there in mid-September, like 2 months later, or every other embassy, including the one I could drive to, is booking for end of February and into March. So we're like, okay, we're going to do Toronto. So I have to do that. Then they take my passport. So I have to fly home and wait for my passport to get sent back to me if I get approved with my visa in. And that would be hopefully for 3 years in the States.
Well, okay. And you'll probably be in Florida, right?
Yeah. Florida would be home base, but obviously it's a lot easier to jump around in the States.
If there's no launches that weekend, 10 hours north, there's a great little place, all you can eat.
I've already mentioned it to the team at one point.
And they went, why would we do that?
See, I've got one thing that really needs me in Germany, but we're like, do we want to do it now? Or do we wait till next year when I'm allowed to travel again? And then options.
Wait to travel.
Well, wait to air travel.
Yeah. Oh. And aren't we coming up on 3rd anniversary of SN6?
Sure. I promise I'm a big space fan. I don't remember the Starship anniversaries. Yeah, unfortunately, cloning doesn't work yet.
Well, I imagine it's hard to keep up with the anniversaries with how many launches there
Oh,
are.
no kidding.
Well, SpaceX hit 100 Starlink launches last week. Just Starlink. Only like 1,500 more to go.
Well, as long as they keep landing them and start shooting Falcon Heavies, they could actually land more boosters than they launched.
Just so I'm giving updates while we have them. This whole Crew 7 thing is weird. NASA and SpaceX aren't saying anything, but people are randomly getting calls at the press site saying it's scrubbed. NASA people are talking to each other saying it's scrubbed, but not telling the press. And someone else just got a call that there's an issue with Dragon.
Oh.
So, nobody knows. But they better
Somebody
decide.
knows, they're just not saying. Okay.
Well, I mean, in a way, maybe it's not that it's a good thing that it's a problem with Dragon, but it's not a problem with Falcon. Because Falcon has flown so many times. We're at the point now that we're all just waiting for an announcement that something's wrong with Falcon, which scrubs launches for a while. So, one hasn't blown up recently enough.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a brand new bird, so
the booster is the booster new?
Booster's brand new.
Okay.
That's why they did the static fire on it.
I think NASA still restricts them to boosters can't be more than 3 or 5 flights old. But SpaceX normally gives them the new booster because they get pretty pictures.
Jay just nailed it.
That's fair too. And they'll release it tomorrow. Like 3 hours after one walkout was supposed to begin.
Is that their standard format? 8 paragraphs?
They like really long press releases for something that could have been a post on X. Scrubbed. Dragon broke. See you tomorrow.
You're really post-it note. That's all you need.
Like Dan said, is there like a format like paragraph 1? It ain't launching. Paragraph 2, we don't know why. Paragraph 3, everybody's okay. Paragraph 4,
yeah. A lot of it's like this was today's window. This is our next window. We don't know what's wrong, but we probably do, but we're not telling you. Thank you to the Space Force and the range for working with us. But it's interesting because, like, this is a SpaceX launch. SpaceX is operating it, but it's a NASA mission. So though SpaceX technically could say something saying we're scrubbing, NASA is the one that has to, like, scrub the mission. So it's like, it's kind of it's not a gray area, but it's a gray area of who should talk first.
Well, actually, I'm sort of glad they had the scrub if it's something with Dragon.
Yeah.
Because, you said we are overdue.
Well, knock on wood, we've never had a problem with Dragon.
Yeah.
So, even with the early Dragons, it's probably the first space vehicle we really haven't had some sort of issue. We haven't had an abort. We haven't had a near abort.
Oh.
The shuttle had a number of times that the shuttle had 1 or 2 times that one of its engines failed and it almost aborted, but they didn't, so.
I remember many a shuttle mission. Engines fire up, it does the rock forward, it rocks back, and the engine shut off.
Yep.
Well,
can I sign up for that?
It would not surprise me to find out that NASA's credit card was declined.
That too.
Okay, we fueled up your rocket. Who's paying for it?
Well, this would be NASA, JAXA, Roscosmos, and ESA.
Oh, you don't try and stick the Japanese with a bill.
Yeah, this is the first time they've had 4 countries on a vehicle at the same time. I don't even think Shuttle did that. And if they did, it was very rare. And the commander of the mission is a first time flyer. I always found that interesting. How do you command a mission when you've not been to space or launched on a rocket yet?
Well, it's
your
dragon
turn.
It's a dragon capsule. All you got to do is know how to run an iPad.
Basically.
It's your day in the barrel, boy.
Yeah. Well, when I was talking with the commander of AX2, which will come out soon. We talked to him about, did he get to take control? During Inspiration 4, they did. They let Jared fly it for a couple of minutes. During AX2, he wasn't. It was fully autonomous from launch, dock, undock, and land. He did not pilot the spacecraft once.
Yeah, Jay saying...
Okay, the clock just stopped at T-minus 3 hours. That's what they were waiting for. They wanted a nice round number.
Okay.
It's not a weather issue, we're pretty sure, right?
Yeah, the rumors are all pointing to
vehicle.
Something, a dragon or a falcon issue.
And just as you said that, Jay posted that.
Thanks, Jay. This is why I have 3 monitors, because I'm watching show, Twitter, well, X. Makes it fun. Jay means you can sleep tonight, though.
Not unless he starts watching Last Man Standing.
Oh.
So my mom had her
Kieran, you got 2 hours before you clock out?
Yeah. Well, technically 2.5, but let's not speak about that last hour.
Well, that puts you just about the time I'll sign off on Last Man Standing tonight. So, if you need to be entertained,
I don't know if I should attend Last Man Standing tonight.
It don't look like anything's getting loaded tonight.
I beg your pardon.
There's plenty of time to get loaded.
I've been getting loaded all afternoon.
My mom's second husband, the fellow that raised me, used to work for TVA, Tennessee Valley Authority. And when they were doing the Raccoon Mountain project, he ran a crane pouring concrete. And if you know anything about the Raccoon Mountain project, that's a lot of concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like more concrete than 3 dams put together.
There's still 40 gallons of aluminum paint hid somewhere in the building, thanks to my dad.
I think it probably will have dried up by now.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, the supervisor told him, when we've been told when all our aluminized paint's gone, we're going to first shift. 100 gallons of paint went missing that night.
Somebody wanted on first shift real bad.
Yeah, in 5-gallon buckets. And then on day shift, when they were, we've run out of aluminum paint. Hold on a minute. A 5-gallon bucket would just miraculously appear by the paint shop.
That's just like a dam, though. When they start pouring the concrete, they can't stop. It's ridiculous the amount of just the logistics behind all the concrete they have to pour.
Well, evidently they found a different way to do it. Look at the Chickamauga lock.
Bet you can't pour just one.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, this is a lock that's supposed to take 3 years to build, and we're in the 21st year.
Does it work yet? Nope. Didn't think so.
It still has 5 years to go.
Well, to be fair,
so does fusion power.
To be fair, they had funding problems. Then they got hit by a tornado. So what were some of the other problems they
Well, they had already shut the project down when the tornado hit.
Yeah, but it took out a lot of their infrastructure, all the work trailers, and fortunately they didn't have any cranes up at the time.
No, the work trailers were supposed to have been hauled off the next day.
Well, they got moved.
Yeah.
And tossed into the canal. Yes. And then they had to go and pull all those torn up work trailers out of the lock. Or no, it wasn't the lock. It was just the
creek.
Chickamauga Creek Canal.
You know, they actually turned the creek. The creek used to come out at the base of the ridge.
Okay. And then they put that dike in there.
Yeah. And they turned the creek.
Yeah.
Creek comes out almost a quarter mile below where it naturally came out.
Yep.
Give it enough time, it'll go back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That would make rush hour
I've got
traffic.
to jump on a couple calls with our team, so I'm going to dip out. Might try to come back, but if not, maybe Saturday.
All right, we'll see you. See you then, Zach. Good to see you.
Have a nice Zach.
And Kieran, you don't have to run off because he does. You're welcome to hang around and make jokes with us.
Yeah.
I'd love to, but I need to be on the calls with him.
Oh, okay. So what is that 39A
that'll
on
work.
your shirt? What's on your shirt?
There you go.
What is that? Falcon Heavy?
It's Falcon Heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
got all the telemetry and stuff on it.
Oh, cool.
Gotcha. Tell Zach when he finds out why they got scrubbed, send us a message if he doesn't get back on the show. At least, send us a text or something.
Yeah, I will do. I'll make sure you get updated.
Okay.
As long as it's not the MIB or something.
Nice
You're
seeing
very
you.
welcome, Zach. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach, and thank you, Karen, for being on the show tonight. And
Thanks for having me. It's been fun, actually. I quite enjoyed it.
we'll
All right.
try to be more exciting next time, I promise.
Oh, I've enjoyed it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Talk to you later, Kieran.
Catch you later.
All right.
Take a light.
Joe,
No.
dog type, one each.
Do what?
Smelling color. Grillzilla.
Yeah.
To change the subject, I got thinking the other day. Does Grillzilla have a vegetarian grill?
We clean it real good.
Well, no, there's just some folks that don't like their vegetable stuff coming off of a grill that's had meat on it at one time or another.
Oh,
And I know you went and added the Blackstone griddle to it. And I was kind of wondering, it's just something to think about for the future, is maybe we could add another grill just for like small vegetarian side to it.
well, we could use some of the stove side on the back.
That's what I was wondering, because we could do something like veggie kebabs or something.
But it's built to upgrade.
That's what I thought. But I figured I'd put that worm in your brain.
Girl.
Yes, Carl, everybody is welcome.
Including the vegetarians.
Yeah.
And any other religion. Presbyterians.
We need something
Eminem
to
Martians,
zombie
whatever. Yes.
zombie outbreak when it finally kicks off.
Well, I look at it like this. If we get a militant vegan, we're actually going to show them how it's made. Come here. Yeah. See all this? Wheat ain't going to waste. Hey, it's already dead.
Welcome to Sausage Central.
Okay, somebody just came in here and told me they're very tired.
Say what,
No.
Dylan? I can barely.
Somebody just came in here and said they're very tired. So it looks like being kicked off.
Hi, Ted.
I'm going to pop off here. Might be back on here or last Tuesday. I don't know. I gotta move locations.
Okay.
Teleport, honey, teleport.
I wish. If I had a superpower, that would be it.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
One silver that I do see later, I'll see later, but I don't. A good night. So.
If I had the ability to teleport, okay, I would teleport into places like Fort Knox or the Federal Reserve Bank in New York. Just pop into the vault, set off the alarms, and leave.
Pop into the vault, plant somebody else's fingerprints, set off the alarms, and leave.
You know, those nuclear weapons storage sites where they keep all the nuclear weapons stuff, pop in there, sit there, wave your arms in front of the motion sensor and pop back out just to get the security guys going, what the hell?
No, what you do is you find some of that fake money and let it be chewed up looking like rats and put it over in a corner, then pop out. Because they come in, find all the chewed up money.
Oh, no.
I have to count everything.
You go to Cracker Barrel. You get the little monkey with the symbols. You pop into Fort Knox, put him on top of a pallet full of gold, hit the button, and leave. And when the guards open the vault, see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you do that 4 nights a week, and they're going to pretty much be highly annoyed at you, even if they don't know who you are yet.
Yeah, Rich likes my idea. Have the rats chew up some of that fake money and just pour it in the corner.
Well, to really screw with someone, find a 3-fingered glove or 2, toed shoe. Drop one of those in there. Leave something so it smells like brimstone. Apparently, Nightcrawler from the X-Men is real.
If you had teleportation, what would be something that would be fun to do? Deliver a pizza to the International Space Station.
A good one.
Yeah, sure.
A really good pizza. Yeah.
Little Caesars.
Just pop in and go.
I was thinking
Here
Chicago
you go,
deep dish, but
just occasionally show up in the International Space Station with a can of beer. And while they're sitting there doing the experiment, pop in right behind them and go.
No, I do like the pizza idea. Just
walk up to a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses, take them with you into the middle of the Kremlin, and then pop back out, leaving them there.
Oh, that would be actually, you just gave me a good idea. Go grab Vladimir Putin and drop him in a jail in Ukraine. Because he's worth money if you do that.
Not that I support the use of Rehypnol. Slip a Mickey in Trump's drink, slip a Mickey in Putin's drink, strip them down, put them in bed together, have a bunch of webcams on them.
Oh, speaking of which, have you seen Donald Trump's mugshot?
I am not a. Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong. I'm not a crook.
He's trying his best to look mad at the camera.
I thought that was just his permanently unconstipated face.
No, something. You know how everybody complains about immigration and all the illegal immigrants coming across the border? If I had teleportation ability, I'd go to North Korea, to all those prison, the prison camps where he's got all the forced labor for people that don't agree with him. Bring them all to the United States. Every last one of them, millions of them, and give them jobs. And then when all the guard, can you imagine being a guard in a prison camp where all the prisoners just suddenly disappear overnight? You have to explain that to somebody like Kim Jong-il. They were here last night.
Pop in, grab Kim Jong-il, drop him off in a South Korean prison cell.
No. If you grab him, take him to Africa. Take him to some little outback place in the middle of Mali. That's just some place where they don't even have paved roads, and drop him off. Just let him walk home.
I don't think you have to go that far to find an active volcano.
Actually, if you really don't like Kim Jong-il, drop him off in the middle of Antarctica.
I was thinking the Arctic Circle and find a polar bear and drop him off near that and just cover him in the musk of a polar bear of the opposite gender.
No. Just drop him in the middle of the snow and leave him. 15 minutes or so, he'll quit walking.
He'd probably quit walking after being paid by a polar bear, too. They find him, 10 years later, and he's played mama to baby polar bear cubs.
With a big smile on his face.
Unless you could find out when a large United States military unit was having an artillery exercise at a U.S. military post. And then drop him in the impact area.
I wonder how we could find that out, John.
If range isn't an issue, drop all the nasty, needy world leaders on the next Russian lander. About 5 minutes before touchdown.
Let's see. What would be another?
This episode of How to Cause an International Incident brought to you by Stupid O'Clock.
What would be another good one? Let's see. Whatever that there's that Ayatollah in Iran.
Isn't there always?
Just recently, actually, they only came back to power during the Shah's reign. Let's see. What would be another good one? Let's think about that.
Well,
drop him in the middle of a Taylor Swift concert with a shirt that says something derogatory about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Let all the Swifties just stomp him to death.
No. Let's see. What was that group? Oh, I got it. The boy band, 3 boys that were brothers.
Hanson.
Jonas Brothers? Oh, Hanson.
Drop him into a Metallica concert wearing a Hanson t-shirt.
Somebody just joined.
The folks at a Metallica concert might not know who Hanson was.
Drop him in the middle of a Metallica concert with a Amy Grant t-shirt.
Hey, Kiri,
Yeah.
did you write that?
No, I didn't. Did you? Somebody had to have written that.
John's going,
No, John got ate up. John was in the garden watering today and got ate up by mosquitoes. Got here taking flesh off my leg.
Oh, no, you drop them into a Ramones concert.
Well, there are no
Considering there's nobody left of the Ramones.
There are no Ramones anymore.
Well, if you can teleport, you can time travel.
This
is true.
It is somewhat true. Somewhat.
But the question is, can you come back from time traveling just to see the Ramones? That's the big question.
I'm sure lots of people do.
Or even better, drop them into the mosh pit of a Sex Pistols concert.
I don't think there are any more Sex Pistols.
Now, Tiny Rotten was on Mass Singer a couple years ago.
Yeah, I reckon there's a couple of Sex Pistols left out there.
Look, we've still got lots and lots of cubic miles of totally empty vacuum in outer space. Why bother to be artistic? Just, be gone.
Well, here's one even better. Pop in while he's asleep, slip Jack of Spades in his pocket. Or was it the ace, John?
Ace. After that, he belongs to Lemmy.
What movie was that from, Dan?
Which?
Talking about how the special forces would drop into Vietnam generals' tents and leave an ace of spades in his pocket.
That was because our special forces were using customized playing cards with different
with their
bad
logo,
guys, different bad guys' pictures on them, so that our good guys could recognize them. And different valuations of the card was equivalent to
how much of an asshole they were,
how badly those people needed to be eliminated.
They did the same thing in Iraq with Saddam Hussein and his sons and a few of the other people who worked for him. Each one had a value based upon how important they were. Needless to say, Saddam Hussein was the ace of spades on that day.
Got an update from Zach. Launch scrub confirmed to TLP crew at press site. Next opportunity in 24 hours, but no confirmation that they will be attempting them yet. And it's 10 minutes.
So there's been a picture going around on Facebook today. It's really rather driving me.
I was young. I needed the money.
That one I was going to cover in Last Man Standing. But anyway.
Not the green. Not the green room.
It's a picture of someone using a temperature gun inside of a school bus today. Because of how hot it was.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're showing that, the seat was 118 degrees. Okay. We all rode in the same damn tin can when we were growing up. No one would be batting an eye at this if it wasn't for social media.
This is true.
What? We had a school.
All right.
but it's like, who cares? You know, at least on the bus, they could drop a window and get a breeze.
Yeah.
You know, I lived, like, when I was in school, I lived too close to the school. I walked or rode my bike. At least these kids had some kind of shade and could get a breeze.
My junior and senior year, I had to work immediately after school. And I had a car with 460 air conditioning, 4 windows, and 60 miles an hour.
Yep. I got one of those now.
That's pretty much the way my Thunderbird was, because that, no matter what I did to that AC, it did not want to blow that cold.
75 Impala.
91 Thunderbird. It was like, I keep seeing all my friends posting this, and, you know, oh, it's so horrible. You know, the kids were soaked when they got home in sweat. It's like, so were you when we were that age. We all survived.
I guess look at it this way. It's like, okay, we suffered. It doesn't mean the next generation has to suffer, especially since we've made strides. But at the same time, if we survived it, they should be able to survive it until those strides can be caught up.
Well, the school bus is an oversized postal carrier.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something without any sound real quick. And
am I allowed to one up them? I mean,
you know, both ways.
Well, we know horse-drawn carriage was, you know.
No. When I got dropped off by the school bus after school at my home in the 1970s,
you still had
I had to go get on a tractor and get out in the field until about 11 o'clock at night and plow and do whatever else.
Okay.
Yeah, the school bus was a quarter mile away from the back door of the house, so walk up the driveway. But still, I mean, yes, it's terribly uncomfortable. Yes, it's only normal.
The bus driver would look at Dan and go, "Sit down, Dan. We're getting ready to take off."
Actually, no, I was the safety monitor. I had to make sure that the rest of the kids behaved themselves, which made me really glad the local bully went and sat in his seat and went to sleep, so I didn't have to deal with him, and the driver didn't either until we got to school. So
here's Dan going to school. Hi, Silver, away.
He's not very good at monitoring the bus nowadays. We've known this because we've seen lessons.
Do I monitor the bus or do I just bug it?
What do you do to the bus? We're not paying.
You were going to school. They had Monitor and Merrimack the bus.
There you go. Someone's getting the idea. At least we didn't have to put up with McNamara. Oh, too deep. Sorry.
No, that's what it was. Name.
All right. We're going to have to start rapping. So Dan can get his show running.
Oh, wrong time.
Pardon me while I get my shit together.
Pardon me while I whip this out.
Oh, I did
All right,
earlier.
we got 1 minute to say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
I guess we'll see. Tune in to Dan over on Last Man Standing, and we'll be back Thursday night at 11 p.m. Adios.
This is Thursday night. You'll be back on Saturday.
Well, whatever. I'm going to bed.
Thursday at 11.
One of these days, in DIY.
Bye.
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 have slit the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.